Kenyatta in Redlands, California. Hey, Kenyatta, it's been a while. How you doing?
I am great, and I just wanted to congratulate you and Shane and Danielle and Sue and your staff and Louise
And Jim.
on your move.
Yeah, thank you.
Danielle says it's a great venue for you guys, and I couldn't be happier. And I'm really glad because I was having withdrawals from you not being on the air.
Well, thank you. We were too.
Appreciate that. I bet. Listen, Tom, I'm not a one-trick pony. There's lots of things that I probably am qualified to talk about, but unfortunately it seems that every time you and I speak, there is yet another quote-unquote issue revolving around black people.
Yeah.
And either the death of one or them causing someone else's death. And as you know, about a week ago, we had a couple of shootings involving black assailants. I wanted to talk about briefly the Texas shooting of this deputy sheriff.
Right.
Already, this gentleman, we haven't heard anything from his defense team, but already he's being called a race warrior.
Right.
As is the gentleman a few days before that shot the news crew. Now, I don't know if they are or not, but it's just really strange to me that, particularly in the case in Virginia of the news crew, that young man cited the murder of just a few months before of the black people that were in church as one of the things that antagonized him. To this day, Dylan Roof, who is the alleged assailant in that crime, has not been called a terrorist. He has not been called a race warrior. And mind you, he killed almost a dozen people.
Right.
He's been called the mass shooter. Not only that, he has received allegedly hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations for his defense,
right,
as did Darren Wilson in Ferguson, Missouri.
Right.
So my point, Tom, and I wanted to challenge your listeners to this, and then I had a light anecdote for you.
Okay.
My question, and I'd like to hear from your listeners, why is this? Why is it that black people, I hear white people talk about crime statistics, and black people commit more crimes, and we account for an inordinate amount of police deaths. I mean, us being killed by police. My question is that why is it that white people focus on just the result and not the cause of the result?
Yeah.
Now, that's a rhetorical question because I know why they don't. Yeah. And I'm going to keep hammering on this. If we are so unique and we have these things about us that are unique in the American cultural fabric, why is that?
Right.
And you and I both know the answer to that, Tom.
Sure.
So that's my challenge.
400 years of white supremacy. I would submit to you that only Fox News and right-wing hate radio are referring to these guys as race warriors. That even by and large, the corporate media is not going near that. And
yeah, but they've got a big microphone.
Oh, I know.
You know it.
I know, and it's all over the internet as well. There's nothing basically that we can do about that. I mean, this is the it's just like when affirmative action was happening and you had white people suing, the guy suing at University of Michigan and whatnot. Oh my God, a black person took my place at medical school. It is. There's always going to be. I mean, it's like this woman is refusing to give the marriage license to the gay couple. There were people when miscegenation was outlawed who were saying, no, I'm not going to give marriage licenses to mixed race couples. Racism is part of the American landscape. It's always here. It's always going to stay with us. And if they can take any small thing and turn it into something huge that will vilify black people, basically. And that's, in my opinion, what Fox News is doing, and the right wing infrastructure is doing by elevating this police officer who was killed by a black man, a white cop who was killed by a black man, to the level of martyr, of national martyr, and suggesting that black people all over the country are now just running around looking for opportunities to kill white people, especially cops, which will then be used to justify. I think, in a way, to justify the killing of more black people, I think in a way that Fox News is actually perpetuating terror. They're terrorizing cops with this mythology. It is reefer madness all over again. Look out when those black people get loose. That kind of thing. And now they're coming for the cops. And it's tragic. It is It's racist. It's horrific, and it's also all American.
Yeah, but it's going to have to stop. Let me say this to you, Tom. In the 70s, we had a police chief in Los Angeles by the name of a notorious police chief by the name of Daryl Gates.
Yeah, I remember.
There were an inordinate amount of chokehold deaths. You remember?
Yep.
I think Eric Garner died from a chokehold death in New York. As a result of these enormous amounts of black men, in particular, dying from the chokehold, there was an inquiry made, and Daryl Gates came out and said that, well, the reason, it's not that we just apply it to black men. We apply it to everyone in certain situations. It's just that black people are anatomically different than everybody else, and so they die from it. Now, as ridiculous as that is, at least it was a reason.
Well,
that's where I'm coming from. Let's talk about the why. Okay, I know I've got to go. Tom, let me just tell you this on a lighter side.
Sure.
I'm a big supporter of Bernie Sanders, as you know, and as you are. There is, and I know you're a former DJ, there's an old jazz tune called I'm Impressed with My Attorney Bernie. I want to say it's Mark Murphy, but I'm not sure.
Huh.
And you have got to, because Bernie's a former attorney, and even though it's not about him, this song came out in the 70s.
Yeah.
If you think about it, and you think about Senator Sanders, and it's a really cute, happy kind of a song.
I don't know that Bernie's a lawyer.
Oh, he's not really?
I don't think so. I think he graduated, well, I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure he's not a lawyer.
I know I made that assumption because the vast majority of the senators are.
Most politicians are lawyers, but I don't think Bernie is. I think because he never did law. He never worked in a law firm. I'm guessing he probably studied econ or political science or something. But I had to go back and look at his biography.
You said he when you said he never did law, I kind of for a minute Freudian interpretation. I thought you said he never did lie, and I was well, that makes him a lawyer.
Yeah. No, I mean he makes laws, he, as a statesman and as a politician. But whether he's an attorney or not, I don't know. I know he's got good lawyers working for him. I've talked to a few, but in any case, My Attorney Bernie. We'll have to check it out. Kenyatta, great to hear from you, and thanks for watching Free Speech TV, and thanks for welcoming us back.